Good evening, Bhavna. Good evening, Ifra. All right. Now, students, you will be given a DPP. I'll teach something, then we'll together do some problems on the DPP. Right? It's like classwork problems. Right? So I'll just continue from yesterday's class. Today morning I taught something, but most of you were not there. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Once again. All right. So, students, be regular. All right. Do not miss the classes. And the ones who have missed the classes already, please do attend the recorded sessions. Please ask. Number is less, so we can interact. We can make the most of our presence, and you please take the advantage of this interactive session. All right. All right. Let's see. So, all right. Now look at this. Yesterday we were talking about. Uh, I've got a constant vector v naught, and another vector whose line of action is this one, and vector is vx. All right. I mean, magnitude is vx, and this magnitude is v naught. So these are two different vectors. It's this angle is constant, line of action is constant, so direction is constant, but magnitude is varying. So what we did geometrically, we found out the v value of vx such that v naught minus vx is minimum. This is what we found out. And how did we do this? For this to be minimum, we have used geometry, right? Simple triangle law we have used, and simple geometry. Trigonometry sine of cos of this and this. Cos of base by hypotenuse is cos 60. I got half. All right, I'll just do it again. All right, look at this. What I did, this vector, I want v naught minus of vx. So what I do, v naught plus of minus vx. The way you read this is very important. The way you read this is very important. I'm adding two vectors. Subtracting two vectors is nothing but adding two vectors, one of which is reverse of the second vector. I reverse this vector. I invert the vector. Vx is inverted. This is Vx. I add this. To add it, I use triangular law. All right. So this becomes Vx. Now this is my line of action. And this is my V naught minus Vx mod. For this to be minimum, I have to drop a perpendicular from here. And if this is 60, Vx by V naught is 60. So Vx is equal to V naught by 2. That's what we got. Using geometry. But I also told you that we can do it using calculus. Did you all try? Did you all think about it? Calculus to kuda cheyochu. All right. So you think about it, we'll do it at the end of the session. But we can do this, we can get the same result using calculus. Any maximum in your problem can be done using calculus. And that whole you should have it. Any maximum in your problem you come across, you should be able to apply calculus and get the result. All right. Now, today what we have done, here line of action was constant. So direction is constant, magnitude was varying. But today, we have considered two vectors, one of which is a constant vector. The other vector, constant in magnitude, but direction is varying, is what we have seen. So direction could be this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, anyway. So locus of the tip, the head of the vector will be a circle. because magnitude is constant, so length of the vector will be constant. So radius of the circle will be Vx. Here, the magnitude, the length Vx is less than length V naught. All right. So what is happening? This is my resultant. As this goes from 0 to 360, as this vector goes from 0 to 360, my resultant vector goes from 0 to certain maximum angle alpha naught. And then again decreases, again goes in the other direction. Alright. This is what you have seen today in the morning. Shit. All right. Now, the point which I want to convey over here is the resultant. If this is the case, if Vx, length of Vx is less than length of V naught, the resultant will not, will reach a maximum angle, and then after that it will reduce. So angle direction is, it has a range of from minus alpha naught to plus alpha naught. It is not going from 0 to 360. As this is going from 0 to 360 or 0 to 2 pi, this is going only from minus alpha naught to plus alpha naught. All right. So my direction is very much confined in this region only. My direction cannot be, no matter what the direction of Vx is, for a given magnitude where magnitude of Vx is less than V naught, that condition, this does not exceed alpha naught. How do I get this alpha naught? I draw a tangent from here. There I have drawn a perpendicular in the last case. Over here I draw a tangent from here. If this is Vx, this is V naught. So Vx is equal to V naught. Sine alpha naught. That's a condition. That's a relation. But what if this Vx is more than V naught? Length of the vector Vx is more than the length of the vector V naught. That means this circle is somewhere like this. So my one vector Vx is ranging going from 0 to 360. If you look at the resultant now, the resultant is also going from 0 to 360. So the resultant, the range of this resultant depends on this condition. If Vx is greater than V naught, my circle exceeds this length, this circle exceeds this length V naught, and this vector sum. Okay, I'll just do one thing. Is the first case clear, students? I erase this and just go for the second case. Is the first case clear? Where Vx is less than V naught?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Others? And students, you have to understand that ideas are important. Formulas are not important. Questions will not be based on formula. Remember that. Neet, IIT, JEE, mains, bits, with Pilani, any exam, any damn exam you take, it will not be formula based. You will not have direct formula application. You will not have a direct formula application problem. If that were the case, anybody would become a doctor, anybody would become an engineer. All right. They want to filter students based on their understanding of the subject. So your understanding of the subject, how deeper it is, the deeper it is, the better it is. So you should have a better understanding of the what is happening behind the formula, behind the scenes, what is happening. What is the reason we have, like, what is the application of the formula? How do we derive the formula? How do we apply this to a new situation? అంతేగాని ఒక ఫార్ములా ఇచ్చేసి నేను వాల్యూస్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు ప్లగ్ ఇన్ చేసి నేను ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చేస్తాను దట్ విల్ నాట్ బి ద కేస్ దట్ విల్ నాట్ బి ద కేస్ ఐమ్ టెలింగ్ యూ రైట్ దట్ విల్ నాట్ బి ద కేస్ ఫార్ములా బేస్డ్ ఉండవు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఫార్ములా బేస్డ్ ఉండవు రిమెంబర్ దట్ ఆల్రైట్ కీప్ దిస్ ఇన్ యువర్ మైండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ బి అప్లికేషన్ బేస్డ్ they want to select engineers and doctors, all right, future engineers and doctors. So they don't want some random Tom, Dick and Harry to enter into the institution, right? So they want to filter students. So me understanding bound time, you will be able to get to the selection. Okay, now look at this. This is my constant vector V naught. And this is my Vx. So resultant is this one, obviously the closing side. If this is Vx, this is my resultant. If this is Vx, this is my resultant. So my resultant is now sweeping the whole plane from 0 to 2 pi. Look at this. In the previous case, it was confined to minus alpha naught to plus alpha naught because the circle was smaller than V naught. The length of the Vx was smaller than V naught. But here Vx is longer than V naught. Therefore, my resultant is turning out to be ranging from 0 to 2 pi. Is this clear, students? Is the point clear? Difference అర్థమైందా మీకు రెండిట్లో?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now, look at this. What if, that's it. Now let's go for the next concept which I taught. Footnote law, please write down riverboat problems. All right. The circle footnote law, please write down riverboat problems. There we will come across such scenario. Okay. Now, I've got a vector of length V naught bar of length V naught. All right. Now, if I've got a number line, all right, or some axis, if this is origin, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, so on, -1, -2, so on. Let's say this is showing displacement. All right, this is the measure of displacement. So if I say this is 1 centimeter, if I say x centimeters, how do I read this? This is x number into each unit. This is my 1 unit. So my x times of 1 unit is my this distance, this displacement, or this point is nothing but x times of 1 unit. 1 unit ఏంటి ఇక్కడ 1 centimeter ఇక్కడ. Or if I say it's 1 meter, so this will be 1 meter. If I say 1 kilometer, this will be 1 kilometer. So 1 unit, any physical quantity can be written as a number and a unit. This unit is nothing but how much is 1? Yeah, it's just a unit. So number of times is this unit will give me any number. So let's say that x is equal to 2. So I'll get 2 centimeters. X is equal to 10. I'll get 10 centimeters. X is equal to -1. I'll get -1 centimeters, which means this point. So if I've got negative, it's being reversed. Positive towards right. All right. So similarly, in vectors as well, I've got V naught. V naught bar is nothing but magnitude, which is length of the vector, times direction. Direction is shown with a cap. V naught cap. So a vector can be written as vector can be split. The information is split into two things: magnitude of the vector and the direction of the vector. So these two together will give me the whole vector. So if I have another vector v2 or v1, v1 as some x times v naught cap. What does this mean? What does this mean? V1 is in the direction of v naught cap. That means direction is in the direction of v naught cap, but it is x units long. And what is 1 unit here? This is v naught units. So 1 unit would be something. Let's say this much: 1, 2, 3, so on. If I've got 3 units vector, if I divide this into 3 parts, I'll get each as 1 unit. If I've got 5 units vector, if I divide it into 5 parts, I'll get 5 units. Each one will be 1 unit. So that unit vector into the magnitude of the length of the vector will give me a new vector. So new vector can be defined as some number x times a unit vector in that particular direction. That means if I make this as 2, This is twice that of unit vector. So 2 units ఉంటుంది ఇది. If I make it -2, it means it is twice the unit of V naught cap, 2 units ఉంది, but reversal of V naught cap. So it is in opposite direction. V naught cap ఈ direction లో ఉంది, minus V naught cap ఈ direction లో ఉంది. Alright. So let's say if I have got 3 by 2. What does it mean? It's 1.5 times of V naught cap. So it will be 1 plus 0.5. So 1.5, this is 3 by 2 V naught cap. So in unit vector notation, I've got a vector can be, in geometrically what we do, we either just show the direction, angle measuring from some axis, and the length of the vector is the size of the arrow, length of the arrow, right? Magnitude of the vector as the size of the arrow or length of the arrow, geometrically. But analytically, what I do, I need magnitude and direction. So direction is a V naught cap vector, V naught cap, a unit vector, and magnitude is just a number. All right. If I have got minus over here, it only means length is 3 by 2, but the direction is opposite to that of minus V naught cap. Length is 3 by 2 itself. V1, V2 bar is equal to 3 by 2 times V naught cap. The difference between these two is length is 3 by 2 in both the cases, but one is in the direction of V naught cap, the other is opposite direction of V naught cap. And what is V naught cap? One particular direction defined in space. All right, fixed direction. That is unit vector. Unit vector, why is it a unit vector? Its length is 1 unit. It could be one Newton if it's force, 1 meters per second if it's speed or velocity. If it's distance, it could be 1 meter. Sorry, displacement, if it could be 1 meter. All right. Now, let us take rectangular coordinate system. This is x, this is y. If I've got a vector v naught at an angle of theta, two vectors like this, if I can add, and this would be the resultant. Another vector, let's say if I got like this and this one, this would be the resultant. So two perpendicular vectors I can add and I'll get the resultant as a hypotenuse. Height, base and hypotenuse, or opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse. Same thing what I do here. Along x-axis I take projection. If you remember what I told you about projection, projection is nothing but what is projection? Projection is nothing but the shadow. If I've got a vector like this, and there's a surface here, and let's say this theta, I want projection of this on this. So that's nothing but the shadow of this on this. Right? If I want projection of this vector along this line, and this is alpha. So what would this be? V naught cos theta is this one, and V naught cos alpha is this one. So angle between the vector and the considered line on which we are taking the shadow. So V naught times cos of alpha is a shadow or is a component. So if I take a component of V naught along x-axis, what is the component of V naught along x-axis? V naught cos theta. What is the component of V naught along y-axis? It is V naught cos of 90 minus theta, which is nothing but V naught sin theta. Because cos of 90 minus theta is sin theta. Bhavna, you were asking me to explain I cap and J cap in the morning?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm explaining. All right. V naught cos theta is the magnitude of the shadow or length of the shadow along x-axis. And a unit vector in x direction is given by I cap. So vector along x direction can be written as magnitude times unit vector in x direction, which is I cap. So V naught cos theta I cap is my horizontal component of or x component of V naught. And unit vector in y direction is j cap. So y component is given by v naught sine theta times j cap. Magnitude times unit vector in y direction. Magnitude times unit vector in x direction. So I can write vector v naught as this plus this. So v naught cos theta I cap v naught cos theta I cap plus v naught sin theta j cap. This is v naught bar. All right. So this is x component, which can be written as vx I cap, is y component, which is usually written as vy j cap. So any vector v naught can be split into x and y components in two dimensions. If you've got three dimensions, you'll have three components, x, y, and z. All right. Okay. Now let's understand one thing. I've got a vector. Let's add two vectors. V naught root 2, V naught 45 degrees. All right. Let us add these two vectors. So how do I add this? I want the resultant. Adding is nothing but the resultant. One way of doing it is what I'll do. I'll do r square. R is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 45. So what do I get? Uh, so 2v naught square plus v naught square plus 2 into v naught root 2 into v naught into cos 45. So root 2 gets cancelled out. So 2v naught, 3v naught, 4, 5. So v naught root 5 is the resultant, length of the resultant. But direction, I need a direction as well. So what do I do for direction? I do tan inverse of v naught root 2 sin theta by v naught plus v naught root 2 cos theta. That's what I do. Is it clear? I'm just applying the formula for those two cases, magnitude and direction. The one we have done in parallelogram law. All right, I'm just adding these using the way we have done till now, using parallelogram law. But let us add these two. We should get the same result. And let us add these two again using unit vector method, Cartesian method, analytically. Okay, so what do I get? I take the component. This is v naught root 2. This is v naught. This is 45. So I take x and y axis like this. So along x component, along x direction, what are the components I have? V naught plus v naught and shadow of v naught root 2. What is shadow of v naught root 2? Component of v naught root 2. V naught root 2 cos 45. That is nothing but v naught. V naught root 2 cos 45. Root 2 gets cancelled out, I'll get v naught. This is I cap because both this length is in direction of I cap. So what is my vector along x direction? V naught plus v naught root 2 into 1 by root 2. Root 2 gets cancelled. V naught plus v naught. 2 v naught I cap. 2 v naught I cap is my resultant along x direction. Component of v naught root 2 plus v naught along x direction is this one plus y direction. V naught root 2 sin 45. V naught root 2 sin 45 will be v naught j cap. This is my resultant vector r. Now look at this. This and this both should give me the same information. But this is not, doesn't seem to give me the same information. I should get r naught as v naught root 5 and angle as this one, whatever angle we get over there. So what is the resultant of what is the magnitude of this one? V naught root 5. Let us see what is the magnitude over here. See, in the previous case, when we had Vx and Vy, this is resultant. Hypotenuse is nothing but square of these two, sum of square of these two, Pythagoras theorem. So r square is equal to Vx square plus Vy square. So r is equal to root of Vx square plus Vy square. Vx is what? 4 V naught square plus V naught square under root, which is nothing but V naught root 5. I'm getting the same magnitude in here and here. Only thing is the representation was different. Here representation is different. Here we are not talking about, we are treating geometrically, but here we are treating component wise. Here we are just treating the whole vector using a parallelogram law. I complete a parallelogram, I draw the diagonal, I get the resultant. And that angle alpha is nothing but alpha is tan inverse of this one. Right? Now, what is this tan inverse? Root 2 gets cancelled out, root 2 gets cancelled out, 1 by 2. So tan inverse of 1 by 2 is what I'm getting. Now, same thing I should get over here. This Vy and Vx, if this is alpha, tan inverse, tan alpha is Vy by Vx. So alpha will be tan inverse of Vy by Vx. What is Vy? V naught. What is Vx? 2 V naught. V naught gets cancelled out, 1 by 2. I'm getting same 1 by 2 here and 1 by 2 here. Tan inverse of 1 by 2, tan inverse of 1 by 2. So the information over here and here is same. The only thing is when we apply, what kind of problems we apply, what kind of situations we apply, it depends. So sometimes we go with this method, sometimes we go with this method. For instance, all right, I'll just give you one problem which we have done before, but I'll just put the problem again. V naught root 2, V naught, V naught root 2, sorry, V naught. This is 90, this is 45. I have to find the resultant of all these three vectors. So what I do? Let's go for one method. I take components. So this component is V naught root 2 cos 45 is V naught. V naught root 2 sin 45 is V naught. So this V naught over here and there is V naught over here. This V naught and this V naught get cancelled out. What remains is only V naught plus V naught, which is 2 V naught. That's the resultant. Simple. Did you get this point?
Yes, sir.
What I did, I had along x direction, I had V naught. Vector is V naught root 2 and there is another vector V naught vertically downward. If I take the component of V naught root 2 along the x direction, I get V naught root 2 cos 45, which is V naught. Cos 45 into 1 by root 2, root 2 gets cancelled. I am being little fast in calculation. Root 2 cancel అయిపోతుంది. So you'll get horizontal component, shadow of this is V naught. So resultant along x direction is V naught plus V naught 2 V naught. But in vertically, V naught root 2 component of this one or shadow of V naught root 2 vertical shadow is V naught root 2 sin 45, which is again V naught. This is V naught, this is V naught. Both are opposite in direction, they get cancelled out. So what remains is only 2 V naught. So resultant is 2 V naught, simple. But now consider this case. Now please follow this case carefully. I had V naught root 2, V naught, this is 15 degrees. This is also V naught, this is 90 degrees. I have to find the resultant now. Now what do I do? If I take components, if I take x and y, I'll go crazy. Because V naught root 2 cos, sin 50, cos 15, sin 15. They're all crazy values. But ultimately, what do I want? I want magnitude of the resultant and direction of the resultant. Somehow, I should, in space, I should be able to spot the vector and direct the vector. Hold the vector and direct the vector. Hold the vector in sense, you should have the length of the vector. Direct the vector and have a direction undali. Ultimately, a problem aina. ultimately vector solve cheyalante I should have the resultant. For the resultant I should have length and also the direction. That means all I want is among the two methods. Let's go for the second method. Our first method, previous method, V0 and V0 have resultant without taking the axis like this. V0 and V0 will have a resultant around 45, which is V0 root 2. This angle is 45. Why is it 45? Angle bisector. Both are same. It will be an angle bisector, and V0 V0 at an angle of 90 degrees is V0 root 2. V0 V0 at an angle of 60 degrees is V0 root 3. At 120 it is V0 root 1 or V0. All right. Now this is 45 plus 15. This is 60. Now resultant of V0 root 2 and V0 root 2 at an angle of 60 degrees is V0 root 2 root 3. And this angle would be 15 degrees. Why? Because it should be an angle bisector. 60, total is 60. Angle bisector will be 30. So this is 30. And this remaining is 15. So I got angle and also the magnitude. So I'm done. So choice of the method depends on the problem. You can do with both the methods, but one would be lengthy, one would be shorter. All right, longer method and shorter method. So we should go for the shorter methods, right? We are not going for shortcuts. All right, there's a difference. I'm saying method is shorter, but you should understand the method. It's not that you're just learning some shortcut, memorizing and going ahead. No. All right, that doesn't work. All right. Yeah, is this clear, students? Is this example clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Bhavna, you had some doubts in the morning. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Cleared, sir.
All right, good, good. Okay, now let's see how do you find a unit vector. I've told you just it's a unit vector is one unit in a particular direction. But how do you find, given a vector, how do I find unit vector? See, V naught bar is equal to mod V naught times V naught cap, right? So if I want unit vector, what do I do? V naught cap is equal to V naught bar by mod V naught. Will give me the unit vector. Look at this. If I know this vector, all right, if I know this representation of the vector, okay, Cartesian representation of the vector, its magnitude is known. So its unit vector will be known this way. Vector by its magnitude. Why? If I've got length of 3 units, a vector of length of 3 units, I'll divide by 3. If I've got length of 5 units, I'll divide by 5 to get 1 unit. If I've got length of 10 units, I'll divide it by 10 to get a 1 unit. That's what I'm doing. If I've got length of V naught, I'll divide it by V naught to get length of 1 unit. Okay. Now, let's see how do we find unit vector given a vector. I'm given a vector 1 I cap plus 1 j cap. This is my vector V bar. All right. If I draw this vector, how is it? It's 1 here, 1 here. So resultant is somewhere here. Now I want unit vector in this direction. I know unit vector in this direction, which is I cap. Doesn't matter. It's not a big thing. Along J direction, it's along Y direction is J cap. But I want unit vector in V bar along the V direction. That is, I want V cap. So that would be V bar by mod V. That is nothing but 1 I cap plus 1 j cap by mod V. What is mod V? We have seen it is root of Vx square plus Vy square. Look at this. This is Vx, this is Vy. What is the length of this vector? This square plus this square under root. Pythagoras theorem. I want length of this vector. That vector divided by the length of the vector is giving me the unit vector in that direction. So what is the length of the vector? Vx square plus vy square under root. So 1 square plus 1 square under root. That would be root 2. So this is my unit vector along that particular direction. Is this clear, students? I'll give one vector, you tell me the unit vector, okay? I'll give you one vector, you tell me the unit vector. It is 2i cap, 2j cap. Tell me the unit vector, students. I want unit vector in that v bar, along that v bar. I want v cap. What do I do? Same thing. V bar by, there are two ways of doing it. V bar by mod v. V bar is what? 2i cap plus 2j cap by mod v is how much? What is mod v here? Can you tell me what is mod v? Vx square plus vy square under root.
Root 8.
Right. Who is that?
Gayatri, sir.
Okay. You're not well, Gayatri? You're sounding so low. Not well?
No, sir, I'm fine.
Okay, good, good. All right, now look at this. If I write this as root 8, I can write this 8 as 2 into 4. Right? I can get this 4 out. This will be 2. So this 2 gets cancelled out. I'll get 1 i cap plus 1 j cap by root 2. Look at this. This and this, I got the same thing. I got the same thing. Why? Yes, Bhavna.
So how we got root 8, sir?
Huh. Vx square plus vy square under root. 2 square plus 2 square under root. 2 square is 4 plus 2 square is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. But now the point which I want to convey is, look at the unit vectors now. I got the same unit vectors as before. What was the vector before? 1i cap plus 1j cap, right? That was the vector before. So if I draw these two vectors on a Cartesian plane, let us draw and see. This is 1i cap, 1j cap. So this is one vector, first vector, v1, let's say. This is v2. This is v1. All right. Now, in the second case, what is that? 2 units here, 2 units here. So it's again this way. So this angle is same for both. Right? Angle is same for both. If the direction is same, my unit vector is going to be same. My unit vector is unit 1 in one particular direction. So if I've got one unit along this direction, v1 cap is this one unit. So along v2 bar also it's the same unit because it's one unit along the same direction. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
No, the point is 2i cap plus 2j cap, 1i cap plus 1j cap. Let's say I've got 3i cap plus 3j cap. Now what will I get? 3i cap, 3j cap. So again the angle is 45. Why is it 45? This is 3, this is 3. Tan inverse of 3 by 3 is 1. Sorry, tan 45, tan theta is 1. Theta is tan inverse of 1, 45. So again that is also in the same direction. So what unit vector will I get again? I'll get the same thing now. You can try. How will I try that? 3i cap plus 3j cap by root of 18.
Yes, sir.
Now what I do, I bring out 9 outside, that becomes 3 into 2, 3 gets cancelled out. I get 1i cap plus 1j cap by root 2. I'm getting again the same thing, even for V3. All right.
Yes, sir.
But now I'll give you another vector. You tell me the unit vector in that direction. Okay. Now if I want, okay, in the same thing, if I want a vector along this V2 or along V1, V2, all are same direction, along this one, but twice the unit vector. See, this is what is the length of this one? Root 8, or 2 root 2 is the length. Now let's say I want another vector in this direction, which should be of length 4 root 2. So what would that be? I got the magnitude. I want a direction. What is the direction I want? I plus j by root 2. Because that's the unit vector direction. That's the magnitude. I get the resultant vector v4. Required vector v4. This point is not clear, I know. I'll repeat it. So I got v naught, let's say v cap is a unit vector in that direction, v naught cap. So v1, v2, v3, these are all vectors in the same direction, v naught cap, in which v naught cap is directed, which is 45 degrees with x-axis. Now, what does minus v naught mean? Minus v naught cap mean? How do I draw that? V naught cap is this way. 1 unit. Minus v naught would be this way. Or here, anywhere. It's a free vector. So if I draw it here, it's here. If I want 5 v naught, what does this mean? 5 v naught cap. That means it's 5 units, 5 times this v naught cap, 5 units long and in the direction of v naught cap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be somewhere till here. So it is 5 v naught cap. All right. So that means if I get v naught cap, or if you get unit vector, that means your direction is defined. I can create any damn vector in that direction of any magnitude required. కావాల్సింది యూనిట్ వెక్టర్. ఒకసారి యూనిట్ వెక్టర్ వచ్చేస్తే I can create any vector in that direction. Right? Now I'll give you another vector. Please tell me the unit vector. Three I cap plus 4j cap. I want v cap, which is nothing but v bar by mod v. V bar is how much? 3i cap plus 4j cap by mod v. What is mod v?
25 under root 5.
Correct. Root 25, which is 5. So that would be 3 by 5 I cap plus 4 by 5 j cap. I got the unit vector. Now, if I am asking you, I want another vector a bar, which is in this direction, but of 5 units. It should be in this direction, parallel to v bar. But it should be of 5 units. Let us draw that vector first of all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is v bar. And v naught cap is in this direction. So this is my v naught cap. But now the question is, I want a vector a bar, which is of 5 units. In which direction? In direction of v bar. So I cannot write 5 into v bar. I cannot write that. That would mean I'm elongating v 5 times. I'm multiplying v 5 times. That's what it would mean. But I don't want that. I want 5 units only, but in that direction. So what I do, I take unit vector in that direction. 5 times of unit vector. V naught cap, which is nothing but 5 times of 3 by 5 I cap plus 4 by 5 j cap. That's my vector a bar in the direction of v bar of 5 units. But if I tell you what I want 10 units, so that would be 10. 10 times of unit vector, that's it. All I have to do is find the unit vector in that direction. I can create any damn vector in that direction. ఒకసారి యూనిట్ వెక్టర్ వచ్చేస్తే direction define అయిపోతుంది. Once the direction is defined, I can create any infinite number of vectors in that direction, parallel to it or anti-parallel to it. If it's positive, it's parallel to it. If it's negative, it's anti-parallel to it. That's it. All right. So I'll give you a question. A car is moving. A car is moving in direction minus 4I cap plus 3J cap. Minus 4I cap plus 3J cap. Let's say 4I cap and 3J cap. Right? Not minus 4I cap and 3J cap. So V bar is 4I cap and 3J cap. With a speed of 10 meters per second. Speed is 10 meters per second. So let's say this is A bar. 10 meters per second is the speed of the car in this direction. Direction E direction lo undi. 4I cap, 3J cap. E direction lo car is going in this direction with a speed of 10. So what is the velocity of the car? యూనిట్ వెక్టర్ లో వెలాసిటీ ఎలా చూపిస్తాను? జామెట్రికల్ ఎలా చూపిస్తాను? 10 యూనిట్స్ తీసుకుంటాను, 10 యూనిట్స్ లెంత్ తీసుకుంటాను వెక్టర్ది, ఇక్కడ పెడతాను, అదే నా వెలాసిటీ. సో 10 యూనిట్స్ లెంత్ వెక్టర్ parallel to this one is my velocity of the car, v bar, 10 meters per second. That's my velocity. But I want in unit vector notation. So what I do, I find the unit vector in this direction first. What is the unit vector in this direction? A bar, A cap. What is A cap? Tell me A cap. My dear students, tell me A cap.
4 by 5I.
4 by 5 I cap, 3 by 5 I cap, J cap. I got A bar. Now I want 10 units in this direction. So what will I do? I'll multiply this with 10. That is my velocity V bar. Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
అందరికీ clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Harika,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
please don't hesitate. All right. Just because one or two are saying yes, don't others please don't join saying yes. Be honest, because ultimately it's you who are going to be benefited, or it's you who are going to face the loss. All right. And one more thing, students. Now, we have sent a DPP. All right. Now that DPP, see, how many of you have the books? The books which is given by the company, organization? This book. How many of you have this for JE? Similarly for Neet. Yeah, Gayatri has it. And who else has it? Harika, you have Neet? Neat material unda? And others, Bhavna, do you have a book? Do you have this book?
No, sir.
Okay, you didn't receive this book?
No, sir.
Okay. Why so?
Sir,
Sorry?
I don't 5,000 deposit, sir.
Yeah, that was a caution deposit. No, that is refundable deposit. మీకు వచ్చేస్తాయి డబ్బులు. కానీ బుక్స్ ఎలా కావాలి కదా, ఇప్పుడు మీరు కొనాల్సిందే బుక్స్. అదే ఫ్రీ వస్తున్నాయి కదా బుక్స్. అది జస్ట్ డిపాజిటే కదా, రిఫండబుల్ డిపాజిట్ కదా.
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఈ బుక్ కొనాలంటే then you will have to buy this book. No, see, we are going to follow this book. ఇది ఎంత పెద్ద book. We cannot send this as DPP every day, no. This whole book cannot be sent. Problems can be sent, but theory cannot be sent, no. So for that, you will have to have a book. So that is what I was insisting, that it is definitely beneficial if you have the book. It is a refundable deposit. It's a caution deposit only. You will anyway get back the money, but ఇప్పుడు books కావాలంటే, or you can do one thing from your seniors or your friends, arrange such books, and we need books here. We need books. And I'm following this book. So, I mean, we are following Cengage publications. So it's better if you also have the same book which you are following. If you can arrange that book, that's great. Otherwise, we were providing it for free. All right, think about it. But we need books. మీరు arrange చేసుకోగలుగుతారంటే that's great. Otherwise, think about it. And students, these books are very expensive. All right, these are very costly books. This is worth 1100. And ఇలాంటి మీకు 4, 5, 6 books ఇస్తే that's very expensive కదా. That's why we are asking for a caution deposit. ఒక seriousness ఉంటుందని. All right, but we definitely require books కదా. Without books, only board teaching లో ఏం కాదు కదా. I'll tell you some problems to be done in that book. In fact, I thought of telling you page numbers from 2.1 to 2.4. I want you to read by tomorrow. It's just 4 pages. Quickly చదువుకోవచ్చు. 2.1 to 2.4 చూసుకోండి. We will continue with the rest of the chapter. But if people don't have books, so it will be very difficult for us to continue, no? Then, so how do we do? Because dictating every problem, it's time consuming. We have to save time. We have to, so that we can focus on more better problems. No, we need to do good quality problems. అదే నేను డిక్టేట్ చేశాను అనుకో, చాలా టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది. అది డిబిపి పంపిస్తే అది కూడా టైం వేస్టే. మొత్తం డిబిపి టైప్ చేసి ప్రాక్టికల్ కాదు. ఇంకా థియరీ ఎలా చెప్తాను? థియరీ నేను ఇక్కడ చెప్తున్న పాయింట్స్ కొన్ని డిఫరెంట్ ఉన్నాయి, కొన్ని బుక్ లో లేవు. బట్ బుక్ లో ఉంటే నేను ఆ పేజ్ ఆ రోజు ఒక పేజ్ చదువుకోమంటే చదువుకోగలుగుతారు కదా మీరు. అది చాలా కన్వీనియంట్ అయిపోతుంది. అండ్ ఇట్స్ ఫర్ ఫ్రీ. యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ ఇట్స్ ఫర్ ఫ్రీ బికాస్ 5000 యూఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు గెట్ ఆఫ్టర్ యువర్ కోర్స్. అది రీఫండ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ డిపాజిట్. మీరు బ్యాంక్ లో పెట్టినట్టు అనుకోవచ్చు, బ్యాంక్ లో పెట్టుకొని ముట్టలేదు అనుకోవచ్చు, అలా అనుకోవచ్చు కదా. బట్ దట్స్ రియలీ గుడ్ beneficial offer actually. I was trying to convince everyone like that, but I don't know why students have not opted for that. I mean, few students have not opted for that. Others have opted, but they are not responding here. I mean, they are not here in the class. Because seriousness undanani, we are asking for a deposit. No, you should be a little serious in the class. And see, now also students are not serious. You see, some students are in the morning, some students are in the evening. They're not in the morning. Sometimes they are not in the evening. I cannot go on repeating each class every day now. So you have to be serious with the preparation. For that seriousness also, you'll have some kind of subconsciously, you'll have that seriousness attitude. దానికోసమని మేము security deposit, caution deposit. Go with the word. It's caution deposit, just to be, and it's refundable deposit. That's more important. So think about it. But you have to arrange for books. Cengage is what we are following. If you have got better books, I'm sure there is no better book than Cengage for JEE Mains and Advanced. And Neet also, you have got separate books. Not Cengage, but separate books. So you please think about it and take some decision, because books are required. And think about it again, they are for free. అదే డిపాజిట్ తీసుకుంటున్నారు. అదే మీరు బయట కొంటే చాలా ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ అవుతాయి బుక్స్. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ అక్కడ మీ ఊరిలో దగ్గర దొరకవు. మీరు కావాలంటే మళ్ళీ ఆన్లైన్ ఆర్డర్ చేయాలి. ఆన్లైన్ అంటే చాలా ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ ఉంటాయి. అన్ని బుక్స్ కావాలంటే 6000, 7000 వరకు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అది కూడా ఒక్క సెటే. ఇంకా మేము డిపిపీస్ ఇస్తున్నాం, ఆ అన్ని బుక్స్ అంటే 10,000 వరకు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. బట్ యూఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఇట్ ఫర్ ఫ్రీ. 5000 అడుగుతున్నాము, బట్ దట్ ఈస్ టు బి రీఫండెడ్. That's only as a caution deposit, so that you are serious in attitude. You show your student attitude towards your preparation. That's it. So think about it, please. I'm again genuinely telling you, think about it. Either arrange books on your own, which is very expensive, or if you have some friends or brother or cousin who has done this book, you can borrow that book from them. That is great if you can do that. But if that is not an option, we need a book. And this is the best option you have got. So please think about it. All right. With that, all right, students, any doubts you've got as of now? All right, Rathi says no. Any doubts? Bhavna, Harika, Ashrita?
No, sir.
All right. So we have, so we'll do one thing. DPP is to be given. That DPP you do it after the class tomorrow, after tomorrow's class, or day after tomorrow you do it. But till then you attempt those DPPs which is pending. There is one DPP pending which you haven't done. Maximum minimum. application of derivatives. All right, attempt at least 4 questions in that, or 2 questions in that. There are 10 questions, at least attempt 3 questions. All right, if you make 3 attempts, this will be done. First complete the examples, then go for problems. Examples అయిపోయింది అన్నారు కదా కొంతమంది, భావన examples are done, you said, right? Then go for problems.
Okay, sir.
Gayatri, Ashrita.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
All right, so please focus on the DPP, because try to complete the DPP within 2 days. You'll get another DPP, which is to be done after tomorrow's class. All right, in fact, you can start doing, I can tell you the numbers. If you are ready to do that, I'll tell you the numbers which you need to do. In fact, if you have the book, I would have told you the numbers which to do, which exercise to do. But then you don't have the book, so we are facing a problem. But students, we are targeting really high. Manam high aim chestunnamo, and we are serious about it. We are not just passing time here. If I'm seeing serious students here, I am seeing rankers here. All right, I'm not just seeing one bunch of students. Okay, నా పని అయిపోతుంది, నేను చెప్పి వెళ్ళిపోతాను, నా పని అయిపోతుంది, అలా కాదు. All right, we are targeting 2 years లో ర్యాంక్స్ రావాలి మనకి. All right, మీకు ర్యాంకర్స్ లాగా ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలి. That's the target of this institution. So we are very serious about it. And for that, you also need to be equally serious, right? నేను ఒకటే, see, I can take horse to the pond, but I cannot make it drink. If you are thirsty, I'll take you to the pond, but it is you who has to drink the water, right? So I can show you to the door, but it is you who has to walk through the door. మీరే స్టెప్స్ అయితే మీరే తీసుకోవాలి. నేను దారి చూపిస్తాను, బట్ స్టెప్స్ మీరు తీసుకోవాలి. కలిసి చేయొచ్చు. ఆల్రైట్, సినర్జిస్టిక్, మనం కలిసి చేయొచ్చు. బట్ ఇఫ్ ఓన్లీ ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ or only you are doing, it will not work out. So please cooperate, be serious, be regular, complete the pending sessions, and complete the pending DPP. All right, thank you all students. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Yes, students, thank you, students. Hope you all follow what sir said. So, books తీసుకోండి. కాషన్ డిపాజిటే కాబట్టి మళ్ళీ మీకు రీఫండ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి, సో ప్లీజ్ టేక్ ది బుక్స్. ఇంకా ఎవరైనా తీసుకొని వాళ్ళు ఉంటే వాళ్ళు బుక్స్ తీసుకోండి. And again, we will meet tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Bye, everyone. And don't forget to do the homework.